The Omoluabi people, whom by now you know are the Yoruba people, they are originally the Omoluabi people. The Omoluabi people say, in fact, they have several sayings for the piece of wisdom that we're about to share. They say that ìgbà ò lọ bí òréré, ayé ò dúró sójú kan, ayé ò rí bí ọ̀pá ìbọn, bóni ṣe rí ọ̀la lè mọ́ rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ló mú babaláwo dífá ojoojúmọ́, ìgbà là ń ní ẹnìkan ò lólé ayé gbó, ọba mẹ́wàá, ìgbà mẹ́wàá ló nílé ayé, and so on and so forth. They have 1,000 sayings probably for that one concept. And the concept is that time is dynamic and time changes. In short, nobody is on top forever. There is nobody who reigns forever, and there is nobody who is king forever. 10 dispensations, 10 different kings. Those who were on top yesterday are not those who are on top today. Those who are on top today will not be those who will be on top tomorrow. You know this. There is nothing that I've said to you that is strange to you or that you've not heard before. The problem is that we forget and we act as if we will be on top forever. It's always amazing to me when I see people, especially, and this with respect, not only younger people, but this with respect. It's amazing to me when I see younger people who've had a taste of stardom and are in the limelight, when I see them get arrogant and, they step all over people, especially people who've been in the game before them. There was somebody there before you. There will be somebody there after you. All you will have at the end of the day is your legacy of respect. Respect other people. You will not always be on top. Being on top is by grace. That is one thing. The second thing I'd like to say before we go is something that Jesus said. Jesus once said to his disciples, and this is probably one of my favorite sayings of all time. Jesus said to them shortly before he died, "Unless a kernel of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains as it is. But if it dies, then it brings forth much more." If that kernel of wheat, if that grain of corn can give itself up to die, it will bring forth much more in the end. This is the secret to promotion in life. Jesus also said that whoever will give up his life for my sake will gain it, and whoever will hold on to his life will lose it. In other words, to go forward in life, to progress in life, to get promoted in life, you must be willing to give up something, and that something is usually your position of strength at the moment. People who are unwilling to give up their current position or their current stance or their current achievements in life, in a manner of speaking, usually do not apprehend the next level. Think about it, do your research. You will hardly find anybody in history who went from one level to another without the period that I like to call the wilderness period. Was it Abraham? Was it Moses? Was it David? Was it Jesus? Was it Nelson Mandela? Was it Winston Churchill? Was it Shola Shobowale? You will always go through a period, always a wilderness period, a period of silence. If you prefer the word silence, a period of silence before you apprehend your next level in life. As a matter of fact, I tell people that the symptoms of somebody who is reinventing are the same symptoms with somebody whose career is dying, at least in the interim. In other words, when you are going through the process of going from one level to the other in life, when you're going through that silence, it will often seem as if your career is dying. You will have and show the same symptoms for somebody whose career is losing momentum, but it's just a mirage. It is you dying to your current stage so that you can be rebirthed or rebirthed or reborn on a higher level. And the unfortunate thing is that during that period, people will say all sorts of things about you. You heard the testimony of Shola Shobowale. See all the painful, libelous, false, scandalous stories that were written about her when she was in her period of silence. But again, I understand. This is how people reason. They want to hold on to it. But in the words of Jesus and in the principles of life, if you're not willing to let go your current position, if you're not willing to let go what you have in your hand, you will never apprehend the next. I know there are exceptions to every rule, but this one principle, this one rule, I have not seen the exception. And I wouldn't hold my breath that you will be the exception, or even I. The point is that at some point in your career, wherever you are right now, on top, in the middle, below, at some point, life will challenge you and ask you to give up what you are right now, who you are right now, your current level right now, so that you can apprehend the next level. It won't always come directly. You will just find that there are choices that you know you should make, and those choices are going to be juxtaposed with your current comfort and your current level. Life is going to challenge you like that. You know you need to make this choice. You know it's the correct choice, but you know that in making that choice, you will have to give up some other things, your comfort, your stardom, your professional stance, where you reside at the moment, all those things that make you you. Life will challenge you at some point. I am telling you that it is those who make that decision to walk away. They are the ones who eventually keep it. If you lose it, you eventually gain it. If you hold on to it, you will lose it. So we've come full circle. We go back to where we started from now. That your position will eventually become moribund. It will expire. The only way to not expire with that position is to move from that position before that position expires. If you insist on being in that position, in that stardom, in that position of power and comfort forever, eventually they will forget you, because eventually they forget all of us. So the challenge is two. Number one, life is dynamic. Life will change. You've heard this before. The only constant thing in life, or the only permanent thing in life, is change. That is a paradox. The only thing that doesn't change in life is the fact that life will change. So bear this in mind even as you deal with people today from your position of strength. And number two, if you're not willing to give up your current position, you're going to lose it. And when you lose it, you will not get it back. But if you have faith, and you walk out in faith and you give it up, it's only for a while. The season will pass and you will rise to a position that is even higher than the position that you vacated in the first place. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.